So there's been tons of hype lately about these solo miners, the BitAxe and the Nano 4, and there's new ones coming out. There's talk about a Caspa edition of the BitAxe. I guess technically just about any ASIC chip can be, put onto that little board. Decentral Tech has been at the center of all of this. Maybe not at the center of it, but they've been a really big supplier and pushing forward this open source board setup or system. They sent over this NerdAxe, which is a BitAxe board with a giant LCD on it. When it's plugged in and running, looks really cool. All of the hash rate and voltages and even the current price of Bitcoin can be displayed on this giant LCD. It came already attached to this 3D printed stand here, which looks really good. They've got a large quantity of these 3D printed stand plans already on their website at d-central.tech. They sell, the BitAxe itself, the NerdAxe, depending on what you want to get. So if you already own the NerdAxe, which is that giant LCD that's on there, if you already own that, they'll just send you the rest of the NerdAxe unit without this. Or if you have nothing, they'll send you the full kit. This is interesting, and I hadn't seen this before. I'm very interested in this. The BitAxe Hex. So this is 6 of those 1366 chips on a single board, 3 terahash. I mean, you can pool mine with it. You're not going to make anything, but it's a solo mining board essentially. $500, I guess, for 6 of those on one board, and it's on pre-order, so it's not available yet. So Decentral has a lot of really cool stuff. Go check them out. Link in the pinned comment if you're interested. I want to plug this in and compare it to like the BitAxe Supra and just do a side-by-side and take a closer look at what they are. So they sent me the device, the little board itself, which came with the power supply, which is a separate brick. Came with a bunch of stickers. Everybody loves stickers. These are cool, fun little stickers. They sent me this guy, which is not focusing. There we go. Which is SLA printed, resin printing. This makes me want to get a fucking resin printer. I've wanted one for a while. I love the detail look at the details on the guy's fingers. More rabbit holes. I want to go down all these rabbit holes and play with all these projects, but man, paralysis by analysis. So let's plug this bad boy in and see what it does. Okay, so we've got our NerdAxe unit here. We've got our power supply already and run. Let's just plug it in and see what happens. And spoiler alert, I did already go through and set this up on the Wi-Fi. So just like the other units, it transmits its own SSID that you connect to. So we can see it's got a big old display here, and it shows your current hash rate down here at the bottom. And let's see. So we started up and it's only showing 18 gigahash on this thing, which is weird. But we've got these 2 buttons here on the side of the Nerd Miner. The top button, I think, turns it off. Yeah, so if you want to save the display or not show anything, just click that and it'll turn off. The bottom cycles through a couple of different menus. And then with, I think, the newest update, it shows the current price of Bitcoin. And then it goes back to the regular dashboard here. Kind of cool. At the top, it shows your IP address, shows your temperatures, your fan RPMs, your voltages. It's the BM1366 chip on there. I really like that it has this display. It shows a lot more information that's easier to read than these guys. My problem here seems to be that we're only getting 37 gigahash and not, 500 or 4 something. Let's log into the dashboard and take a closer look at this. Maybe we can figure out what's going on and see if we can make some changes. Like I was showing before, we're only getting, a couple of gigahash, nowhere near what it should be doing. So we can look at the screen at the top of the miner and find the IP address. Yeah, so we're only showing 37 gigahash. I was having an issue with this before, and that's when I was like, all right, let's just shoot the video and we'll figure it out. So we can see it's only pulling like 3 watts. ASIC frequency is only 50 megahertz. All right, let's go into settings. We'll just change these both to default. Hit save. All right, we can see our frequency. Oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. You can see our frequency. This did say only 50 megahertz. So let's see, we popped it up to 485. We need to hit restart for changes to take effect. So the temps went up, power's up, input voltage is up, temps are getting too high. Yeah, so it's showing on the thing. Yeah, you can see it here, 122 gigahash. So I'm wondering, because it's getting too hot, it's overheating. I wonder, hold on. The heatsink, I am wondering if I need to like repaste that. Let's go do that. Let's rip this heatsink off, put some MX4 on there, try to squish it back down and see if that fixes our thermal problems. This might end up being a pause and restart video. Doesn't look like I have much thermal paste left. There's pretty much none in the tube, so we'll see just how bad this ends up being. Anyway, tool. So these things, these little clips, like pops out like that, but the bottom one, the stand is in the way, and I can't take off the board because the LCD is in the way of the screw. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to figure it out. I got the heatsink off, but I did have to break it because I couldn't get the pins off. Fucking broke it, whatever. But look at this, there is definitely not enough thermal paste on this bad boy. It's like barely there and it's crusty. We're gonna try to slap some MX6 on it and hope that works. And it looks like, hey, I just happened to luck out that I got some screws that'll fit. So that's cool. That's what it looks like without the heatsink on there. All that's coming from one chip. It's almost elegant how simple that design is. Anyway, I'm gonna get to paste in this bad boy and try to put it back together without breaking it further. And there we go. I got it on there. I actually replaced the things with bolts. Heatsink is now bolted onto it instead of those little compression things. I might have it on there a little too tight. I mean, I guess better safe than sorry. I don't know. It's not wiggling now, that's for sure. The thermal paste I put on there, I might have put a little too much. I globbed the fuck out of it. Let's plug it in and see if it made any difference. Where were we? So let's refresh. All right, so we see that it started up at, now it's showing 44 gigahash. When it started on the screen, it was like 300 and something. So let's go back into the settings here. I'm not sure why these are not saving. So we can see our ASIC frequency changed over here. Try a reboot. Boom. Look at that. We're up here at, holy shit, almost a terahash. It's gonna come down to. Yeah, that's all that was, is that it needed repasting. It's steady. I mean, it's staying here at 400 and something gigahash. That's the expected hash rate, so that's good. Let's compare it to another BitAxe. So we're comparing to a plain old BitAxe unit that got the 1366 chip in it as well. Yeah, default. So 485 and 1200, 5 gigahash. This one's still fine tuning itself. It's also at 485 and 1200. It's performing as expected. The ASIC temps are reasonable at 52C. This one's at 64C. So I wonder if any of these others, I should go do the same thing. I'd rather just keep it running for longer, especially these things. Man, these things, I'm just gonna let them run for like, I don't know, till the next halving, because it's all a chance. Currently, I've got all of these running on Bitcoin Cash, but I think I might take one. Maybe the NerdAxe. Maybe the NerdAxe I'll take and I'll put on Bitcoin, and all the others keep on Bitcoin Cash. What do you think about that? You can't win if you don't play. What are your thoughts on this NerdAxe compared to the BitAxe boards? And what's your thoughts on solo mining with these little power efficient boards at all? Is it worth it to you? I mean, I'm not going to notice that much change on my power bill. If you're interested in one of these or anything that Decentral Tech has out, I'll leave a link down in the pinned comment below. You can go check that out. Let them know I sent you. If you made it this far in the video and you learned something today, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel. And if this is the kind of video that you like watching, consider subscribing for more like it. And of course, thanks for watching.